Colin, I like that transition foul. That was a good call. 20 definitely got fouled going to the basket, and I think that was a good secondary whistle coming from the lead. I mean, that's probably, looking at it, that's probably, you were the only person that could see that. Dimitri, when you look at that play tomorrow at 17:02, 10 makes a Euro step, which was awesome Euro step, gets by 12, and then 12 blocks that shot from behind, and there was no body contact, was not a hit on the arm. I think when we're working men's ball in the lead, everything in the lead you take from the shoulders down. Once it goes up, you allow your trail and you allow your center to get all that. We're at a 19-point lead. We got 16 minutes to go in the second half. This game, it looks like it could get a little ugly on the scoreboard and hopefully not on the court. We got 3-0 on fouls in favor of the visiting team. So we should be aware of that too. Dimitri, I like that call. That was a good illegal screen call with 15:04 left in the second half. It was the first foul on red. I like that call. Good call. Good strong whistle too. Dimitri, we're at 14:35. Drive from the C baseline coming to you. You called across 2 lines. We talked about that during training. You know, granted, it might have been a foul, but I would like for that to come from the C. And when you see that on tape, you'll realize that you didn't have a very good angle on that play. Okay, 13-16. We've called 3 fouls on Red in the second half, and they've all been on number 10. Those are probably his only 3 fouls of the game, and we probably could have maybe passed on 1 foul, and he'd only be down. He'd only have 2 fouls for the second half. But when you look back at that play, you see that the dribble drive that was made, and then maybe a little bit of too much contact from White. Dimitri, I want you to look at your positioning in the trail. You're getting a little bit too deep when you're in the trail, and we're ended up having some double centers. Sometimes having a double center is good, but not all the time. And that might have been the first time that you've done that. But just look from 12 minutes on in the second half and see if your positioning is the same in the trail. Is it too close? John, that's a great call. I like that call. You're the only person that could see that foul. Good strong whistle. Hopefully we should have a shooting foul. Oh, okay. I don't just look at that and see where the player is at, where he caught the ball, and what was he going to do with it. If he was up in the air, then we probably should be putting that player on the line for 2 shots. I'm not 100% sure, but rewind that and look at that play and see if he should be shooting 2 shots. John, you're talking to this player during the timeout, which is okay, but you don't necessarily have to justify your calls to a player or a coach during a timeout. Okay, we had a drive to the basket by 21. 12 bumped him on the way. We didn't call a foul. He missed the shot, but luckily he got the rebound again. need to make sure that we talked about this at halftime, that we need to take care of the dribbler and the person with the ball when they're driving to the basket. A little bit too much contact. Colin, good call. I like that call coming from the Seaside Drive. Obviously, that was a foul. There's no denying that. Even though the player that the foul was called on didn't really like it. These last 3 minutes, the game has settled down. We got a foul on 12, just bodying up 21. Luckily, he played through it. Our dribble drive coverage this game hasn't been up to the up to the level that we should have. I mean, yes, it has been a sloppy game, but like I mentioned at halftime, we need to take care of the dribble drive to the basket and stuff, and we haven't really done that. That's a foul. Good call, Dimitri. Probably could have called it a little bit earlier, but 20 definitely not in a legal guarding position, bodying up 35. That's a good pickup on that dribble drive to the basket. Dimitri, on that last foul that you called, I think that was a good block call on White. But we need to stay and finish watching the play and make sure that the players get up off the ground before we turn in report. Just pause an extra second just to see what they're going to do. If they don't do anything, then that's when you can turn around and report the foul. Yes, good call. Good call. Good call, Kellen. I like that. It was a dribble through body contact. Yes, I think that was a good call, Colin. You know, with 2:10, you know, that made the 17th foul 1-1. He definitely, that dribbler definitely got knocked off his rhythm. All of us, I think we need to move with a sense of urgency when we're going from C to C. We're a little bit too slow. I think we're watching the ball a little bit. We're not being proactive in the situations with the players and anticipating where they're going to go. We need to be a step ahead. Like right here, Dimitri, you should have been a little bit closer to the play, and we wouldn't have had any decision or any question about that ball being off White. When you're in the C and when we have pressure in the backcourt, we have to stay back and help that trail with the pressure in the backcourt. All right, that was probably a foul on 7 red when 12 was in the front court. That ball was knocked away, and we should have a foul right there on 3. Fouling 3 again. You know, we've let a lot of contact go in this game. I'm going to mention this again, but when we look at this film in the morning, we're not really going to be concerned about the calls that were made. We're going to focus on more of the calls that we should have made that we didn't address. 27 seconds left. 3 drove to the basket. I think he definitely got bumped by 7. And you know, it was still it's still a 10-point game. And we're gonna call a backcourt violation right there, John. I'm not quite sure if we had a backcourt violation there. I think 35 was in the front court. If it was, I don't think anybody would have said anything or noticed. 12-point game, clock's running out. That's a game interrupter right there.